There hasn't really been any big updates on the Black Panther Wakanda Forever box office. The projection is still 170 to 180 million for opening weekend, which I think will probably happen. That will actually put it on the doorstep of Doctor Strange 2. Though I still think that word of mouth is going to be what keeps this movie going, and will it even get good word of mouth? Because I've only watched about half of the movie so far. But it's not even close to what the original was. The lack of Chadwick Boseman really hurts this movie. The lack of T'Challa really hurts this movie. Though I haven't finished yet. I'll probably have it finished for tonight, and I'll be able to talk about it on Flashcast. So far, I'm not impressed. So I wonder how will word of mouth affect this movie. If you look at Rotten Tomatoes, it looks like people love the movie. So, I don't know. I've heard some reviews. They're not that good from the people I've heard from. So far, I've only seen half of the movie. It's very slow. Really weird editing in this movie. There'll be some really questionable kind of just jump cuts. And then it'll go back to scenes, particularly the UN scene. People that have seen it will know what I'm talking about. But like I said, I'm only halfway through it, so I cannot put a true review number on it yet. I've been watching it in parts because it's not holding my attention for very long. I would have been bored out of my mind in the theater. But anyway, let's go over this little bit of an update here from Deadline. Friday midday right now, we hear that Black Panther Wakanda Forever is heading for an 80 million Friday for what will be a 170 through 180 million opening weekend at 4,396 theaters. There's hope that the Ryan Coogler directed and written sequel could overtake Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness's 187 million opening. However, it's still too early. Currently in the hourlies, Wakanda Forever is overtaking Doctor Strange 2 and Thor Love and Thunder. The sequel doesn't appear to be front-loaded. If it emulates exactly Doctor Strange 2, its 3-day will come in less than that movie. Doctor Strange 2 fell 36% on Saturday and 32% on Sunday. In terms of Wakanda Forever, coming up short of Doctor Strange 2 in previews by 8 million, sources attribute that to the time of the year and running times. So, yeah, Doctor Strange 2 released at a good time. And don't forget, Doctor Strange 2 came off the heels of Spider-Man. Now, Spider-Man was a juggernaut of a movie. And Doctor Strange 2 benefited from that movie. Because, well, for one, Doctor Strange was in Spider-Man. He was in No Way Home. And it kind of looked like Doctor Strange would follow that because, I mean, Spider-Man was a multiverse movie and Doctor Strange 2 was a multiverse movie. So it made sense that Doctor Strange 2 did good. Like we said yesterday in yesterday's video, Doctor Strange 2 made like $950 million, which is a lot of money. A pretty happy payout for Marvel, I'm sure. Will this Wakanda movie reach $950 million? That's a interesting question that I'm curious to get the answer to, because this movie actually has a lot working against it compared to that. So we'll see. I do think it's going to for sure beat Thor Love and Thunder. My prediction is $800 million for Wakanda Forever, which I'm sure is a bold number, but I think it'll probably hit that, which, while not as successful as the first one, I mean, that's not something you can really laugh at as far as box office. $800 million, the movie will make money at that point. So anyway, personally, so far, judging the movie, I think Love and Thunder is a better movie. I didn't even like Love and Thunder, but at least Love and Thunder wasn't super depressing. Wakanda Forever is kind of depressing so far. it's not exactly like a super fun movie because most of the movie is dealing with the death of Chadwick Boseman, who's not even in the movie. Honestly, they should have just recast T'Challa. I don't get why they didn't just recast him. It happens all the time. It wouldn't even have been a disrespectful thing to recast the character. He probably would have been fine with it. And, unfortunately, he's not here to give us that answer, but I think it would have been a smarter move to have just recast him. But, what's done is done. This is the story moving forward now. So, more people were available back in early May than now on a Thursday night. Plus, Doctor Strange 2 ran at 2 hours and 6 minutes, while Wakanda Forever is 2 hours and 41 minutes. With an $80 million opening, that includes last night's $28 million. Wakanda Forever is the 13th highest opening day of all time, just under Avengers' $80.8 million, May 4th, 2022. And 170 through 180 million opening gets Wakanda Forever into the top 17 best U.S. openings at the box office, a range that includes such MCU titles as Captain America Civil War and Iron Man 3. And, of course, they point out that Black Adam is between 7 and 11 million for the weekend. And if this goes through, it'll be at 150 through 154 million domestic is what that number is, by the way. That is not international. Internationally, I think the movie will probably be close to 400 million, though we'll have to see how it performs over the weekend. But that is where we're at with this movie. No official numbers yet. This is all projections from yesterday, late yesterday, because this is a midday update that Deadline did. So it's probably, I would say, pretty accurate. Another big update is Disney's going back on the things they've done before. They're cutting an LBGTQ scene for Kuwait's release. The interesting thing about this is this scene is intact in Saudi Arabia. So this movie is actually coming out in Saudi Arabia, and they're not making cuts. They're only making a cut for Kuwait, which is curious. And from what I understand, I haven't seen the scene yet. Like I said, I'm 1 hour exactly into the movie. I stopped to make this video, actually. So I have not seen this kiss scene yet, but from what I understand, it's just a forehead kiss. And it's interesting. They cut out intimacy between everybody. Like it points out here, a heterosexual kiss was cut out of the original Black Panther movie between T'Challa and Nakia. So it's tough to say. Like, first off, they shouldn't make any edits. Like, I wish they would. I have more respect for them when they stick to their principles and they don't make changes for other countries. This is why this movie's not coming out in China, by the way, is because of these scenes. So it's interesting that they'll make this cut for Kuwait, but not China, where I would imagine there's more money. And the movie made around $150 million in China originally. The first one did. So we shall see. I'm really curious to where this movie is going to land box office wise. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.